we're human beings, and we come to marriage with great expectations and a lot of love, but the fact is we have feet of clay. We are selfishly wired, and our self-interest often cause us to look at each other through lenses that are not in the best interest of the person on the other side. The first one I see us often using is the me lens, and it's all about me. And as I look through this, what's interesting is I'm looking at a mirror on the other side. This is like interrogation glass from a police station. In other words, everything that my spouse does, I look at how it reflects on me. And so next thing you know, they become, I try to turn them into an extension of my ego needs. Well, that's not a fun marriage to be in, and yet it's a very easy trap to fall into. Then there's a love-if lens. This is a tinted glass that is murky and distorted. And this often happens when we put conditions on our love. This has a lot of our self-interest involved here too, and self-protection. It's many times a reaction to having to look at somebody that's looking at us through the me lens. And then there's this awful one right here, the pious lens. We Christians are often, many times, use God, drop His name into our selfish agenda in order to manipulate and control our spouse. We sometimes even use some of the best passages in the Bible on marriage as sledgehammers, once again, to heavy hand our spouse. They were never meant to be that. What we need is this lens, the lens of God's grace. We need to look at our spouse the way God looks at His spouse, the church, and He's looking at us through the heart, through the eyes of His grace, and we need to look at our spouse that way. And when we do, we automatically bring the best out of them. We automatically make the relationship one that they're inclined towards. It changes how we deal with difficulty, how we raise kids, how we have an intimate sexual life, how we live a purposeful life. Everything changes when you get rid of these and have these. Now, my wife and I got married with all three of these in our hands, and we always kept them at arm's length because you never knew which one would work the best. And by the way, we weren't bad people. We're a fun couple. If you saw us, well, you'd think, what a nice couple. Nice Christian couples still use these. And God says, but you're not coming close to what you can be. Let this one be the prevailing way. You treat each other. Treat each other the way I treat you, and watch what happens.